Taylor's Treats. Today we will be making chocolate cupcakes with a vanilla frosting and a flour on top. Our first step in making the cupcakes is to add your flour and dry ingredients. So we have 1 cup of all-purpose flour, 1 cup of sugar, and half of a cup of unsweetened cocoa powder. I used Hershey's cocoa powder, but any cocoa powder would work. And then we have 1 teaspoon baking powder, half of a teaspoon baking soda, and half of a teaspoon salt. After that, you are going to whisk all of your ingredients together in a bowl. And then you can start adding your wet ingredients to the bowl. Don't forget to preheat your oven. We're gonna preheat the oven to 350. So now we're gonna add our wet ingredients. First, we're gonna add 1 large egg. Make sure it's room temperature. And then we are going to add our half of a cup buttermilk and make sure that is also room temperature. Then we're gonna add half a cup vegetable oil and 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Next, we are going to take our dry ingredients that we mixed and we're gonna add our wet ingredients into our dry ingredients. And then we're gonna add our mix of our wet and dry ingredients onto the stand mixer and mix it until well combined. And then we're gonna add our hot water. It has to be very, very hot. And that is half of a cup. And then we are going to scrape our sides to make sure that all of it gets. You're going to mix that until well combined also. Your batter will be very thin, so don't worry about that if your batter is very thin. As you can see, mine is dripping off of the little whisk attachment that I have here. And then next we're gonna put our cupcake liners into our cupcake pan. My cupcake liners are pink, green, and yellow. You can do any colors. This is just what I prefer. Okay, so after that, we're gonna fill our cupcake tins with batter. When you fill your cupcake liners with batter, you're only going to fill them halfway because the batter is very thin and that leaves a lot of room for the baking powder and baking soda to interact. And that's what makes the cupcakes rise. And if you fill it too much, not even 2/3, not even 3/4, not all the way. Because if you do, your cupcakes are gonna spill over the sides and you're gonna have one great big mess. So I filled the first one, and remember that you only wanna fill it half full so it doesn't spill over when it's baking. So I finished pouring the batter, and my batter is all halfway, and now we are going to pop them in the oven. So we're gonna bake them for 18 to 21 minutes. I would start with 18 minutes and then add like one and a half minutes every time if they need more baking. But I always start with the lowest number they recommend. That way I don't burn my cupcakes. After my 18 minutes on my timer is up, I am going to take a toothpick and put it in the center and take it out of my cupcake. And if it comes out with a few moist crumbs on it, that means my cupcakes are ready. But if it comes out with like what it looks like the batter or like a lot of crumbs on it, that means it's not ready, and I would put it in for a little bit longer. And then after that, you can stick it in again and see if they're ready. Okay, so I took them out, and as you can see on my toothpick, there is no crumbs, if even little crumbs. So that means my cupcakes are ready, and I baked them for 18 minutes, just 18 minutes, and they were perfect. You can see how they have these nice little dome on them, and if you would, I think you would see that if you baked them too much, your dome, and it would be kind of like all spilled out, and they might have baked into each other. Now we are going to start on our frosting. First, we are going to add 1 cup of shortening with our 1 cup of butter. Make sure that your butter is softened. And you're going to cream it together until it is well combined. It is creamed together nicely. Bring that together. The next step in our frosting is to add our salt and vanilla. I have 1/4 of a teaspoon salt and 2 teaspoons vanilla. And then you are going to beat that until all combined. So the next thing we add after we add our vanilla and salt is our powdered sugar. And you're gonna want about 1 bag of it, that's about this size. And you're gonna add about the whole thing, and you're gonna add it like 1 or 2 cups at a time until the mixture gets thick and lumpy. I'm almost done adding my powdered sugar. And so my mixture is a little thick and lumpy, so that's good. Okay, so the next step after the powdered sugar is we're gonna add our milk. I measured out 1/3 of a cup. That's what the recipe calls for. But one time I tried this, my frosting was super runny because I added too much. So I'm gonna add my milk a little bit at a time until it seems the right consistency. So I'm going to chill my frosting first in the refrigerator so it doesn't melt while I'm getting my stuff ready. We are going to color our frosting. I'm using, it's called Rose Petal Pink. It's food coloring. And I'm gonna swirl the colors. Okay. Color. And then I'm gonna take a spoon and then I mix it. It should turn like light pink. Yep. Okay, so just a reminder, I put mine in a frosting bag and then I'm gonna frost my cupcakes. I chose pink and I'm gonna do a cute decoration on it. You can really do any color you want using the food coloring that you have. Thanks for watching this video. Make sure to like this video and hit that subscribe button. Full recipe is down in the link below.